Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world, guys. Welcome to, I can't pronounce the name of this place, but this is morning break. And I'm going to do the usual exchange rates, give you some news, and talk a little bit about travel. To begin, today is Monday, July the 30th. These are the exchange rates according to xt.com. Now, some of you have commented on my exchange rates and how I give them. You have said that there are things called mid rates, bid rates, and other technical details that I am ignorant of. I don't understand what those things mean. I looked them up briefly and still was not able to get a full understanding. So I would encourage one of you who has the time to reach out to me via Messenger or WhatsApp or Viber, and let's have a video call in which you can explain to me what all those things mean and how I can use them on this show in order to benefit you guys more, because I'm not just doing this for my health, this is for you guys, okay? So if you are one of the people that has the time to help me understand that, I would greatly appreciate it. As of today, $1 US will get you 33.4 Thai baht or 53.3 Filipino pesos. 1 euro will get you 38.9 Thai baht or 62.1 Filipino pesos. 1 British pound will get you 43.8 Thai baht or 70 Filipino pesos. The Australian dollar will get you 24.5 Thai baht or 39.3 Filipino pesos. The Canadian dollar will buy you 25.5 Thai baht or 41 Filipino pesos. And those are your exchange rates for Monday, July the 30th. Now, I would like to give you some news related to vaccinations if you're planning to visit or if you're planning to live in Thailand. This is some of the news that I will keep you updated on as it changes, but for right now, since this is the first time I'm doing this, I'm just going to kind of go through all of the information regarding vaccines when traveling to Thailand. The CDC says all travelers, you should be up to date on routine vaccinations while traveling to any destination. Some vaccines may also be required for travel. Routine vaccinations. Make sure you are up to date on routine vaccines before every trip. These vaccines include measles, mumps, and rubella, or an MMR vaccine. Your tetanus shots need to be up to date. Your chickenpox vaccine needs to be up to date. Polio vaccine and your yearly flu shot is still recommended. For Thailand, they recommend a hepatitis A shot. I personally have gotten 2. CDC recommends this vaccine because you can get hepatitis A through contaminated food or water in Thailand regardless of where you are eating or staying. I think this goes without saying, a hepatitis A vaccine is a very good idea. Typhoid. You can get typhoid through contaminated food or water in Thailand. CDC recommends this vaccine for most travelers, especially if you're staying with friends or relatives, visiting smaller cities or rural areas, or if you're an adventurous eater. In other words, if you like to eat a lot of street food or uncooked foods, it's a really good idea to get a typhoid vaccine. Also, hepatitis B. You can get hepatitis B through sexual contact, contaminated needles, and blood products. So CDC recommends this vaccine if you might have sex with a new partner, get a tattoo or piercing, or have any medical procedure done in Thailand. I've had this vaccine as well. Japanese encephalitis, something that we've been hearing about more and more recently, particularly over in the Philippines. I'm not sure about so much here in Thailand, but I have heard of this disease becoming more predominant in certain areas. The CDC says you may need this vaccine if your trip will last more than a month. Depending on where you are going in Thailand and what time of year you are traveling, you should also consider this vaccine if you plan just to visit rural areas in Thailand or will be spending a lot of time outdoors. even for shorter trips than a month. Your doctor can help you decide if this vaccine is right for you based on your travel plans. Malaria. When traveling in Thailand, you should avoid mosquito bites to prevent malaria. You may need to take prescription medicine before, during, and after your trip to prevent malaria, depending on your travel plans, such as where you are going, when you are traveling, and if you are spending a lot of time outdoors or sleeping outside. Talk to your doctor about how you can prevent malaria while traveling. I personally do not take malaria meds. I use mosquito repellent, and it's served me well thus far. Rabies. Although rabies can be found in dogs, bats, and other mammals in Thailand, it is not a major risk to most travelers. CDC recommends this vaccine only for these groups. Travelers involved in outdoor and other activities in remote areas that put them at risk for animal bites, such as adventure travel and caving. People who will be working with or around animals, such as veterinarians, wildlife professionals, and researchers. People who are taking long trips or moving to remote areas in Thailand. Children, because they tend to play with animals, might not report bites and are more likely to have animal bites on their head and neck. The next is yellow fever. There is no risk of yellow fever in Thailand. The government of Thailand requires proof of yellow fever vaccination only if you are arriving from a country with risk of yellow fever. This does not include the U.S. If you are traveling from a country other than the U.S., check this list to see if you may be required to get the yellow fever vaccine. And it, on the website, will give you a list of the countries you can check. Note, Zika is a risk in Thailand. Zika infection during pregnancy can cause serious birth defects. Therefore, pregnant women should not travel to Thailand. Partners of pregnant women and couples planning pregnancy should know the possible risk to pregnancy and take preventative steps. They have a link that you can click on their website to go into more information about that. Some of the general safety health tips that the CDC gives, and they have a list for each one of these, is eat and drink safely, prevent bug bites, stay safe outdoors, keep away from animals, reduce your exposure to germs, avoid sharing bodily fluids, know how to get medical care while traveling, that's very important. Select safe transportation and maintain your personal security. They have a link also with a healthy travel packing list. It says use the healthy travel packing list for Thailand for a list of health-related items to consider packing for your trip. Talk to your doctor about which items are most important for you. Here is that list. Your prescriptions: traveler's diarrhea antibiotic, suture and syringe kit, altitude sickness medication, medicine to prevent malaria, medical supplies, glasses, contact lenses, needles or syringes for diabetics, diabetes testing supplies, insulin, inhalers, ephedrine, auto injectors or EpiPens, medical alert bracelet or necklace if you so need one, over-the-counter medications, antacid, antihistamine, motion sickness medicine, cough drops, cough suppressants, decongestants, medicine for pain and fever, mild laxative, mild sedative or other sleep aid, saline nose spray. Supplies to prevent illness or injury, hand sanitizer or wipes, water purification tablets, insect repellent, bed net, sunscreen with an SPF 15 or greater with UVA and UVA protection, sunglasses and a hat, personal safety equipment, earplugs, and latex condoms. You can read more about their first aid kits on the CDC website. Currently, there are no health notices in effect for Thailand. That means the CDC has no current health advisories or warnings for people traveling to Thailand. Now let's take a few comments. First comment comes from John. John says, love the channel and travel info. As a regular visitor to Thailand, I enjoy your reports and your honesty is very refreshing. Any upcoming trips to islands in southern Thailand? I really enjoy Phuket and Koh Samui. I think is how you pronounce it. Keep up the good work. Yes, I do have upcoming travel plans. In September, October-ish, somewhere in that area, I will be traveling to Phuket and or Chiang Mai, and I will also be traveling to Koh Samet, Kosamet. I will definitely be traveling there at some point in the near future. So that island, Phuket, and potentially Chiang Mai are on my list to travel to within the next 3 months. Greg asked, Jeremy, I was wondering how the heat and humidity in Thailand compares to the same in the Philippines. In your experience, does it feel hotter and more humid, sticky as you put it, in Thailand versus the Philippines? Thanks in advance. And to Greg, I will say, yes, it feels stickier here in Thailand, particularly the closer you get to the ocean, which makes sense. But the humidity feels worse here, but the heat in the Philippines feels hotter, if that makes any sense at all. Like, the sun in the Philippines, when it beats on your skin, feels like it's cooking you. It doesn't quite feel that way here in Thailand, but the humidity here in Thailand is much more sticky than it is. Like, there's more moisture in the air overall than there is in the parts of the Philippines that I was in. And again, this is all in my opinion. There is a comment here from Michael, and he brings up a very good point regarding Chiang Mai. He says, for 3 months of the year, Chiang Mai is clouded with smoke from slash and burn agriculture. And that is very true. That is something I forgot to mention when I was talking about Chiang Mai. So that is something, if you are thinking of moving to Chiang Mai, that you want to take into consideration, because it is my understanding that when they burn the agriculture around the city, the level of smoke in the city is kind of dangerous, really, and can be very, very annoying at the least, or at the very least. So that is something to take into consideration. As always, guys, I'll remind you of the Amazon store. Also, I would like to tell you that I have some updates coming regarding Facebook groups and other ways to get you guys to interact with each other and myself on a more personal level, including live streams. I'm going to do a video about that coming up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.